Hello friends, welcome to my channel Creating Essence. I am Megan. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today I wanted to answer a question that I get really often as a homeschooling mom with a large family. If you're new here, I have 5 kiddos here on earth and I homeschool all of them. They range in age from 8th grade down to preschool. With so many kids, I am asked so often, how do you afford the curriculum and the supplies? Just today on a Facebook group that I'm on for homeschooling moms of large families, it was asked, how on earth do you homeschool when you have 6 kids and curriculum is $1,000 per child? This is a really valid question, especially in our area where the program called Classical Conversations is blowing up with popularity. For kids as young as preschool, it costs more than $300 just to be in the program, and that does not include curriculum costs. Once your kids are in the challenge levels and in middle school, high school ages, it's $1,400 a child, and again, that's just the co-op price. That is not including your curriculum and everything else about homeschooling. Co-ops can be amazing. Classical Conversations can be your key to homeschooling, but they can also break you. So here is how our family homeschools on a shoestring budget with a lot of kids. Number 1, we don't do Classical Conversations. I think it is a fantastic program for people who need or want to homeschool that way. That is great. Thankfully, even before price came into the picture, I knew it was not the style of teaching for our family. We also don't do co-ops in general. I've done a video about this before. I will put a link to it in the info box below in case you care to see it. We just have never found a co-op that was worth the disruption to our family each week or every 2 weeks or however frequently the co-op meets. We've yet to find one that's worth the disruption to our family and our time. So we gather informally with friends. We have our fun Fridays where we focus on field trips and adventures and outings and going places and having play dates with friends, meeting people at the zoo or the parks or the apple orchard, or making road trips to the mountains to meet up with friends like we did with Lindsay and Sammy of Bites of Memory last spring. But we don't do any formal co-ops. Number 2, don't do online learning. While there are free programs for what we want out of our homeschool experience, none of those work for us. Most of the online teaching programs are very expensive. If you've seen our curriculum videos, you know that we use a lot of Abeka. Well, Abeka, if you do the online Abeka Academy, for most students is going to be over $800 just for the program. Nope. I also don't buy the teacher curriculum keys for certain things. If I don't need to be told how to teach what's on the page, then I don't buy the books telling me how to teach what's on the page. That is the case for things like math and English, spelling. Our history, I do buy the curriculum or activity book for Story of the World. I'll put that in the info box below in case you want to take a look at that. But in general, I do not buy the curriculum guides because I haven't found myself needing them. I do purchase the teacher keys, like the corrections books for the actual work texts, and those, no matter the grade level, the edition, or the curriculum, I have been able to find on places like eBay or Facebook Marketplace for significantly cheaper. Just this month, I was able to find the teacher key for my daughter's algebra book for math this year. It cost $45 new from the website. I got it for $11 shipped, and it was brand new. Things like that we do need, that we can buy used, we absolutely do. We also do that with things like reading texts. If they're not things that we can find in the library, I always look for them on places like eBay first to find them used. There have been several years where I bought my oldest daughter a stack of classic novels and historical fiction books that easily, even on inexpensive discount places or on Amazon, would have been over $100. I have purchased all of them for under $20 shipped. So savings like that are well worth the hassle. We have also found a way to streamline our curriculum so books can be reused. For example, we do a Becca for a lot of things, but we do buy the new work texts every year as needed. When we were first starting out, we were all a Becca across the board because as a former teacher, I really liked how it was written and I had confidence in myself that regardless of what the page looked like, I could teach my kids the content. And for several years, I just would buy my oldest new curriculum each year, and my next kids, I would just buy those writing work texts that they needed, and they would reuse the different texts that were just reading books or workbooks that didn't require writing in. There are some curricula that will allow you to copy the pages and make copies if you're not a school, if you're just a family, because they know they make homeschool curriculum. A Becca is not one of them, and if it's not legal to make the copies, I'm not going to make the copies. But we do reuse texts as often as possible. Even now that we have changed curriculums in a lot of subjects, we still reuse where we can so that I'm only buying certain writing texts new each year. I have also found that buying supplies in bulk saves substantial money. Even if you can go to places like Staples or Office Depot or Walmart when they're having their huge back to school sales and they have those 10-cent boxes of pencils, I have found, one, the quality is so much less, and two, it's not actually a good deal in the end compared to what I can get on places like Amazon, where I buy a literal case of Ticonderoga pencils. A case like that of premium pencils with real lead will last us, with real wood and real lead will last us 2 to 3 years at least. I will get a small case, it's like 12 of them, of those pink block erasers. Nothing fancy or cutesy here to go on the top of your pencil. We get the real heavy duty brick erasers, and those last us for years. Likewise, we get the jugs of glue, the huge bins of pom-poms and pipe cleaners, and the tubs of glitter. If it can be bought in bulk, I buy it in bulk. And then for a lot of things, I don't ever have to buy it again. When you break it down to what you're not having to rebuy every single year, it saves so much money. In total, each year to homeschool my 5 kids, I have yet to spend over $400, and that includes everything. For my friends who send their kids to public school, they spend more than that in back-to-school clothes alone. And there are totally ways you can pay more. And I have absolutely, on the online forums and things, been told, well, my kid is worth the investment of $1,000 or more a year on their curriculum. Well, that's nice. I'm glad you value your kids so much. In all seriousness, my thrifty ways of doing things do not mean that I value my child any less. It's just different, not less. And that is it. Let me know if you do any of these things to bring down the cost of your homeschooling. I would love to hear your best money saving tips on homeschooling, especially with a large family. Thank you so much for sticking around with us today, friends. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who you think might find it useful, and subscribe to our channel for more homeschool videos like this. Bye-bye, friends.